Number one, do not let other people decide for you. I remember the day I got into this relationship. Before I got into it, earlier in the morning, I was in school. And during break time, I was with a few acquaintances who knew what was going on between me and this girl. And they were telling me, yeah, go. Get into that relationship, ask her out, she likes you so much. And when I listened to them, I didn't completely agree with them because I knew I was so young. But I didn't really have a mind of my own. I didn't have much mindfulness. And guess what I did? That same day in the evening, I went and asked her out. Just like that. I was so easily influenced. And that peer pressure was ultimately how I got into the relationship. If you are ever struggling to make a decision, I really recommend getting a journal out and weighing up the pros and cons. This is so helpful. It will help you see the decision. It will help you visually see how many pros and cons there are. And you should never let anyone decide for you. What you can do is you can let people give you reasons to doing something. But the final decision should be made by you. Number two, relationships are a waste of time. At a young age, or if you have little to no success. Why is this the case? Well, if you are young, you have not experienced much life. This means that you'll have little to no success. And if you have little to no success, you have little to no success. If you have little to no success, you attract women with little to no success, i.e. low quality women. And the thing is, right, with low quality people, all they do is waste their time. If you're with a low quality woman, she will not care. She will stay up all night, sacrifice her sleep just to text you at 2 a.m. But if you are with a high quality woman, and both of you are high quality, both of you will know that you do not want to text each other, not even for a mere 30 minutes a day, because you'd be rather doing something in your real life, experiencing life in the first person, leveling up in real life, not virtually. You don't want to be contacting yourselves through the screen because more screen time equals less lifetime. And so, the reason why it's a waste of time is if you are in a relationship, you will feel obliged to contact each other. And I remember when I was in this relationship, I was 14, I hadn't achieved much. I maybe was a bit above average than other people in terms of health, fitness, but I was young, guys, and I still had a lot of work to do to build a foundation, and I still do. So all I did every single day was message this girl for hours upon end. I spent eons behind the screen on WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, FaceTime, talking about the most pointless rubbish, saying things like, oh, how are you doing? I'm good. How are you? What are you doing today? All of this rubbish. On Snapchat, sending pictures of the corner of the ceiling, half your face, the object that is in front of your phone with the most dry caption ever. That is such a waste of time. And guys, even if you're in a somewhat more sophisticated relationship than I was, for example, you actually do some sort of activities like going to the cinema, going bowling, something like that, you could still do much better things, guys. We've already established, if you haven't watched the video already, that movies are a waste of time. You benefit nothing from watching movies, so going to the cinema, you can throw that out the window. Bowling, like, come on, bowling, like, what is bowling? Like, what do you get from bowling? You could do better things than bowling. Go to the gym, man, start meditating. Bowling, come on. Number 3, she is not going to be your wife. What this basically means is that your relationship is going to inevitably fail. We're talking about young relationships here, and if you're in school and you get into a relationship, then there are so many different paths that you guys can take that the chance that you take the same path after school is basically 0. After school, you can, in the UK at least, after GCSEs, you can either go to 6th form or go straight into work, maybe even an apprenticeship. if both of you by some lucky chance go to the same sixth form, it's not very lucky chances, it's somewhat large. If you go to the same sixth form, you might spend 2 years together. But then after sixth form, this is where it's peak, because there is literally no chance that you're going to go to the same uni, that you're going to study the same course, you're going to live in the same town. People go everywhere. That you might go to an apprenticeship, one of you might go straight to work. It's not good. Like, it's so unlikely that you're going to be together. And if you tell me, oh yeah, we could have a long distance relationship, then that is not going to work. Why? Because yeah, you might be contacting each other 2 hours a day, you might still be together, but you're going to be spending so much time on the screen. And as we know, more screen time equals less lifetime. And it's going to be very difficult to have a relationship through a screen. Like, we know very, very well that relationships are so much better when you're in real life together. You can hug, you can clasp hands, all of this. You can like literally do activities together. But through the screen, everything's just severely limited. In the early stages of my relationship, I remember one evening I went to the gym and I was with a few mates and I told them, guys, I think she's gonna be my wife. She's so pretty. Oh, she's nice. She's gonna be my wife, guys. And they were like, no way. And I was deluded, to say the least, because like I said already, I was in school, and the main purpose of a relationship is that you may potentially marry each other, right? If that is not your reason, then you're in a relationship either because you're directionless or you're doing it for instant grat. If that is the case, remember that you must retain your seed. It is the most powerful substance in the world, first of all. Remember that you don't want any STD. Sexually transmitted demons inside of you are not a nice thing to have. It ruins your health. And third of all, stick to your religious values. No sex before marriage. But if you're in a relationship for the first reason, you're not marrying each other, guys. You're young. You are not marrying like that. I really hate to break it to you, but you are not going to marry each other. If you're 14, 15, 16, the chance that you will marry each other is so low. It's so low. And it would be much better to not be in a relationship, to work on yourself, to focus on yourself for a few years. And then you'll be able to attract higher quality women that you might potentially marry. It's funny because when we are in relationships at young ages, we never really ask ourselves, would I like to marry this person? We just get the idea, oh yeah, it would be nice to marry this person. We never actually ask ourselves before the relationship, will I marry them? Because we should think about that, because that is all a relationship should be for, right? To marry someone. If you ask yourself that, you'll definitely save yourself a few years. The reason why we don't ask ourselves that, I think it's because we're comfortable, because we don't have any obligations, any responsibilities. We have so much time on our hands as young people that we can just sort of waste our time. But the fact is, if you want to become successful, if you don't want to be stuck in the matrix, you could say, you have to start acting now. Accept, adapt, and overcome.